Today's Reddit stories are about entitled parents. Our first story today is by Grimace for Eyes. Entitled mom thinks adults only doesn't apply to her kid at resort pool, removed by staff. My husband and I are currently vacationing at a 5-star hotel. There are 2 separate pools, one for kids and families, and the Serenity/Quiet one for adults 21 plus is enforced. Both pools are very clearly marked as such by large signs placed around the perimeters of each. We have been here for a few days and it has been a literal paradise. We have not run into many families or kids, and those that we did see were exceptionally well behaved and attended to by their parents. Until today. We went to the adult pool and got set up on 2 chairs. The pool was in front of us and the hot tub was behind us. It was a tad chilly, so we ventured over to the hot tub where we saw a kid, about 7, playing with a ton of Star Wars toys on the steps. Call me a Karen, I don't care, but this set me off. We came to this resort specifically because of the 2 very separate pools with enforced rules. I wanted to relax. I don't feel like hearing screaming kids on vacation. I went over to the attendant stand and asked if the hot tub was for families, and if so, was there an adults-only hot tub that we might be directed to? I knew the answer. I just didn't want to come across too aggressively. I was told that the hot tub was indeed for adults only, so I proceeded to tell both pool attendants that there was a child in the hot tub, and I didn't know if his parent was nearby. You guys, both pool attendants were like, heck no, and walked very fast over to the hot tub and told a woman who was apparently the mother of the child and that it was adults only and they had to leave. The kid was told to get out, crying/screaming ensued, and he and the mom then just sat on the chairs. But wait, there's more. After about 5 or 10 minutes, they were still sitting on the chairs in the adult area, and again, the attendant came over and informed them that the area was adults only, and they're not allowed to even sit there, even if they're not actively using the hot tub. Entitled mother was angry, packed up their stuff, and both were ushered out of the adults area. I suspect that they were there because the kids' pool area is super busy and entitled mother didn't want to deal with other kids and or couldn't score a chair. We tipped the attendants generously on our way out and are already planning our next vacation here. I wish more businesses would realize that not everyone wants to commingle with families and kids. Extra. The best part is that this particular hotel has kids programming all day, a kids club, and the kids and family pool is actually much bigger and nicer than the adults pool. It also has kids water attractions like the ones you would see at a splash pad, a huge bucket that spills water, water guns, fountains, bubblers, etc. Why would you not be there? Oh, I know, because the mother is an entitled, selfish butthole who didn't care about her kids' enjoyment or that of the adults around her. Extra number 2. It happened again today. We were at the adult pool again this morning, and a mother pushing a stroller with a kid in tow tried to sneak in the side entrance of the pool area. Not so fast! The same attendant from above stopped them and escorted them out so fast their heads must have been spinning. The kids' pool is absolute madness right now, and it being Mother's Day, there aren't many chairs left, so I'm guessing she thought the rules don't apply to her. This amazing attendant will be getting another generous tip today. To address a few common questions or comments, the resort is the Ritz-Carlton in Key Biscayne, Florida. Highly recommended. Will definitely be returning. What if the child is neurodivergent or has sensory issues? I honestly don't care. If the kid's overstimulated, he can be taken back to the hotel room for some quiet time, or literally anywhere else on the resort that is open and available to him. I also have sensory issues due to cancer treatment, and I'm not about to sit there and deal with someone else's poor planning. Not my problem while I'm on vacation, especially while there are multiple other outlets or accommodations for children, and literally only one for adults. Thank you to the parents who have offered their support and words of encouragement. The world needs more of you. Our next story is by The Wiz 457. My dad makes me feel subhuman. I've been caretaking for my dad for a few months now as he had some health issues, was in the hospital a few times, and is elderly. My mom passed away 2 years ago unexpectedly. She was young and healthy and extremely close to me, which has been very hard since her passing. My dad is older, has some mobility issues and walks with a cane, and also has narcissism issues. Over time, it's been difficult, as in some ways I have a good relationship with him, but then in many ways he treats me really poorly and talks down to me. At the beginning of me helping him, we were getting along and essentially decided that I would temporarily live with him to help him. He told me that he will pay me some money to do so and that I can use his car to get groceries. However, in the last couple weeks, there have been multiple issues, and I feel so drained and worn out. When he gets in a certain mood, he takes it out on me. I'm 31, an adult. I've decided to do this for a short time, though my patience is being worn thin. Earlier tonight, I asked him if he wants to look at movies together to watch tonight. Usually on the weekends, we will watch a movie after dinner before he goes to bed. However, most nights it's been him choosing one, and it's already one I've seen. Because of this, I asked him if he wants to look together and browse movies, and that there's probably some that we both haven't seen and would like. He told me that he is in charge and I should not act like I'm equal with him. He gets to pick the movie because it's his house, and that I can watch it if I want to or not watch it. He has a total controlling attitude about everything, and I'm tired of it. Picking a movie with somebody should be normal. Who cares whose house it technically is? I'm a person in the house, and it's a normal activity to pick one together. He's also extremely controlling about money. Tonight we were going to get takeout for dinner, and at first he told me he wanted to share one dish, though we don't like many of the same dishes. He named the ones he would get. I told him I'm not really interested in those dishes. He told me I can get my own, but keep it under $15. He is very well off. He's just being miserly and stingy. I told him to just order his own thing, and I'm going to do my own thing for dinner. I didn't even want to get dinner at that point because of the feeling of being controlled about it. I'm so tired of feeling this way, and I know the best solution is just to leave the situation and not help him anymore. That is likely what I'm going to be doing very soon, because I don't think I can put up with it much longer. He loves to control the situation and make me feel like I'm not even a person here helping him. He has no appreciation for what I've done for the last few months and have given up. Top comment reply is by WinterLily86. Given that you had a poor relationship even before this, I would recommend that you simply get out of the situation. He has no right to treat you like this, and it's not going to help your health to stay, mental or physical. I don't know where you are, but your local authority may have some agencies or organizations that can send a caregiver to look after him. Though it likely won't be full-time, it doesn't sound as if a full-time is what he needs. In short, hun, you should not sacrifice your own well-being for his, especially since he's clearly abusive. I was in a somewhat similar situation to your own for a while. My mom died when I was a teenager, and my narc dad was at least as bad as yours, and you don't have to. Underneath that, No Satisfaction 3365 shares this story. I hate that you're going through this. Something similar happened to me as well. My father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. When it got bad, I would drive to a different city to help with his care and give my mother some rest. She asked me that when my father passed, would I come to live with her, as she had never lived alone. Mind you, I was taken away from her at age 13 because of physical and mental abuse. My 2 older brothers had also passed away. I agreed. It lasted for a little over 2 years. She was contributing, even wanted me to take exact views of things that she had. I did everything for her, but one night she snapped and tried to hit me in the face. I grabbed her wrist to stop it. I was walking away and she hit me on the lower back with a step stool. I moved out 2 days later. Controlling people often become physical. Please take care of you. They said it best, so I don't even have to add. Our next story is by HellaBear90. Does anyone else have parents who completely change whole conversations and even make things up? Like you say one thing and they hear something else. My mother in particular does this with darn near every conversation we have. She just hears what she wants to hear. Today, for example, I had an annual review with a psychiatrist. I won't go into detail, but he says it sounds like I have a type of trauma too. Small traumas over a long period of time. And what I've recently been experiencing are flashbacks due to a big change in living situation. I also have quiet BPD diagnosed some years ago. He agreed to refer me back to my GP and try a different SSRI, as the two I've already tried haven't worked at all. He will also make a counseling referral for trauma-based therapy. What my mother heard was, I don't have BPD anymore, I have PTSD, and all my meds will need to be binned. I labored the point to her that this was not any kind of diagnosis, and that a lot more work will need to be done to uncover what's been going on in my head in the past 6 months, so I don't know how she came to such a conclusion from what I said to her. Her partner just texted me, asking, "How do you feel about your new diagnosis?" And I had zero idea of what the heck he was talking about until he told me what my mom had apparently said to him. She does this all the time. Even with a mundane conversation about the weather, she will flat out make up or totally change what I said to her. I cannot trust her whatsoever, as she seems to live in a world of her own creation. The version of me she talks to her friends and family about simply doesn't exist. Just recently, I've had family ask me things like, "How was your weekend away with your mom?" When no such weekend happened, she both completely misinterprets things I say, flat out makes things up. It makes me want to distance myself further from her, as oftentimes I think she causes trouble, even if she doesn't mean to, by spreading this weird version of things to people. I don't know what she stands to gain from making this stuff up, or if she just doesn't have very good listening skills. She never took any interest in me whatsoever growing up, and has retired in the past 2 years or so. And as I'm an only child, she seems more focused on me now, so it has gotten worse. Growing up, I used to think she made things up to save her the embarrassment of admitting she basically didn't know anything about me. But now I've observed it's literally all the time. Even just between driving from my house or to her home, she's completely misinterpreted what I said and inserted a few major errors that changes the whole entire conversation. It's not some small thing like, was the table green or blue? She changes huge details. Does anyone else have family that does this? Does anyone know why she may do this, or if it's even a conscious thing? I've never experienced something quite like that before, OP. I have no advice to give. It's just an interesting story. It makes me think that she may have some sort of mental problem or retention problem, maybe a listening problem, but I can't say for sure. Our stories have come to a close for today. I hope you enjoyed. Until we meet again, have an ample day.